Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Purdue Stand-Up Comedy Club, first open mic of the semester. I am your host, EJ Gruendler. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So happy to have you all back. So happy to be back. Something you all should know about me is that I am a big fan of garbage television, specifically Jerry Springer. If you do not know what Jerry Springer is, it's like if the WWE met Dr. Phil in a crack-filled back alley. It's great. It's awesome, you know? Like, every episode, there's like, he's like the You Aren't the Father guy, right? Which, if you think about it even for like a second, is the wildest thing we've ever put on like national television, you know? Like, imagine with me for a second. You're a new mom, all right? Your ex-boyfriend, he refuses to admit it's his, so to end the madness, you do a paternity test. It comes back negative. You're scared and you're alone. And then he does a backflip. And the entire fucking doctor's office erupts and starts chanting the name of the doctor. It's Jerry, Jerry. It's awesome. It's awesome. And every time one of these paternity tests happens, it's like precluded by a fight between the mom and the person who was like the cheatee. I don't know the term for it. And you can always tell it's going to happen because they're in like 9-inch stripper heels. And those are impractical to fight in. We've all done it. So you got to take the heels off first, and it's like the little wrestling bell before they go at it with like a slap fight. And it's awesome. It's really great. Then they have to like fill 5 minutes. And so they bring in strippers on daytime television at 4 p.m. in 2007. I could have been watching this shit after school, you know, just, mother, this slut should have kept her legs closed. Otherwise, she wouldn't be fighting Tabitha, a stripper covered in maple syrup. Juice box me. But you know, just as interesting as the show is Jerry Springer, the man, because Jerry was born underground. That's right. He's a mole person. No, he was born during Nazi air raids over London. And then he became the mayor of Cincinnati. Not like in the same year, but like in his lifetime. He also was like an attorney. He had another show called Judge Jerry, where it was like Judge Judy kinda, but the jury never chanted Jerry after like a case was over, and the bailiff was like a bailiff and not a stripper pretending to be a bailiff. So I didn't watch that one very much. But you know, I've been watching a lot of Springer, and I think it's given me a little bit of I have a conspiracy going. I think that Jerry, he saw the Rust Belt coming. He saw industry in the Midwest crashing, and he thought to himself, what can I do to save my people? What will keep people coming back year after year? Garbage drama, bullshit drama will keep people coming back every time. Why do half of you open your phones to TikTok every 3rd second? Because of bullshit drama that doesn't affect you even somewhat. Every episode of Jerry Springer is a new season of bullshit drama, and it's awesome, all right? You employ people that are living below the poverty line because nobody is slap fighting on live television unless it's their last resort, you know? And then you get these people paid. You get to feed your entire 14-person family and Uncle Dan. And you know, it makes you think, is Jerry Springer a good person? Is he a hero? I don't know. He was a politician. But is Jerry my hero? Absolutely. That's enough out of me. Now please welcome your next comedian to the stage, Mark.
So, over the summer, I was living in Chicago. I was working out of this like big old former government building. And one day in June, someone told me, hey, tomorrow, by the way, Joe Biden is going to be here giving a nationally televised speech. And that was super exciting. You know, the president's going to be here. It's crazy. I don't even really follow politics that much. I just know Joe Biden has like a really cool son. But that was exciting to me. That excitement pretty quickly turned to nervousness, though, when I started thinking how heavily monitored this building has to be. Like, the building has to be bugged worse than like a really cheap New York apartment, or worse, a really expensive apartment in West Lafayette. And it kind of made it hard to like function normally for the rest of the day. It's kind of like when you go through TSA and you're doing everything in your power to make it look like you don't have a bomb, to the point where it kind of looks like you have a bomb. And it's not like I was even really doing anything wrong. You know, like I was just like wearing a hoodie, or I was like watching videos of Biden falling down the stairs, or I was like texting my friends threats on the president's well-being. You know, normal stuff. Because like we've all threatened the president before, right? Of course, I am just exaggerating. I wasn't sending threats towards the president to my friends, right? I was sending them to my mom. I texted my mom that Biden was going to be there, and she replied, "Oh, you should try to get a picture with him. Should he stop by your cube?" And then I reply, "If he dares step into my cube, I'll turn into the UFC's octagon." Probably should have said that. Next day, Biden is there, and I'm watching his speech. I'm like 200 feet from Biden. To paint a picture, it's me, a velvet rope, like 5 Secret Service agents, 200 feet, leader of the free world. And I'm not listening to a single thing that he's saying. I'm only looking at the Secret Service agents, and I'm just thinking, if I take off running right now, with intent to touch Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., how far would I get? And like realistically, I know however far I think I get, it is way less than that. Like I know the second I break the plane of that velvet rope, they just like activate the chip that the vaccine put in me, and I just stop existing. I also know that I'm just being a massive asshole about this, because like I'm standing there looking at these Secret Service agents, these people who have trained their whole lives to protect the president, protect them from people who have trained their whole lives to hurt the president. And I'm just there like, man, I could do that shit. I could touch the president if I wanted to. And so the speech ends, and Biden is quickly ushered off stage because his batteries are running out. And it was crazy to see in front of my eyes how quickly these Secret Service agents went from the guardians of a world leader to just like normal people who hate their jobs. It was as if their manager clocked out like in front of me. While he's giving his speech, they're kind of like, if you look at the president too hard, we're going to break every bone in your body. And then the second he leaves, it's like, yeah, man, you can steal product in front of me, and I won't give a shit. And also the ice cream machine is broken. And so I walk up to the stage, and no one stops me. I'm standing actually behind the podium, where not 5 minutes earlier, everybody in that room, and potentially everybody in the country, is looking at this spot, and right now, nobody's looking at me. Like, I could have taken the podium home with me. That's how much nobody was watching me in that moment. And it was kind of like a powerful feeling that was kind of addicting. And I've been looking for a way to replicate it since. And I've found the only way to do so. So if anyone's interested, we're meeting at the Capitol January 6, 2024. We're going to run it back. That's all I have. I don't want to hurt the president. Thank you so much.
Another round for Mark. Let's give it up for him. Just a reminder, we still, I think, have some liquid death back there, so if you're feeling thirsty, please grab a can. Next up, please welcome to the stage, Jacob Lowe.
Hey guys, so I'm a pretty weird person, and I thought that there was going to be no one that was weirder than me coming to Purdue, and then I found out that there were a lot of people that were actually weirder than me when I did come to Purdue. Specifically the professors, because the professors do this thing where they like to do like stand-up comedy during the middle of their lectures. It's really weird. Like, let me just give you an example of what they'll do. They'll be like this. Okay, class, settle down. We got a lot of work ahead of us today, so can anybody tell me what the answer to this problem is? I know my ex-wife couldn't. Sorry about that, class. And another thing that I've noticed that the professors will do is that sometimes, like, they will teach a topic that is completely different from the topic they were actually supposed to teach. It's really strange, you know, because during the middle of the class, they'll be like, Okay, class, everybody settle down. Today we're going to be learning a very important topic in quantum coding, which is how to make passionate love with another man. And listen, I know what weird is, okay? I grew up Catholic, so I already know the drill, all right? I already know what weird is. And there's nothing wrong with being Catholic. I just misunderstood, like, a lot of concepts in Catholicism, okay? Like, when people saw, like, Jesus being crucified, they were like, oh, wow, it's so sad he died for our sins. And then I was like, oh, wow, he's got a six-pack while dying. That's really cool, yeah. But, ever since I've come to Purdue, I've started taking Chinese classes. And if you've ever taken a language course, you'll know that when you take the language, the professor teaches you stuff about how people speak in that language, and nobody actually talks that way when they're actually speaking that language. Like, this is like the conversation I'll read in the textbooks. You know, one person is going to be like, hey, friend, I just found out about a great restaurant. Oh, do tell. What is that restaurant? Oh, well, it's called Wiley. The food there is to die for. Wow, amazing. Let's get in line right now. Also, I just found out that I'm sexually attracted to you. Wow, amazing. Let us proceed. That line made no sense. I just decided to throw it in, and now I'm regretting it. But moving on. There was another time when I was like working here, and this was the time I got mistaken as a Japanese woman. Now, it sounds, hang on, let me get to it, all right? It's weird, but I was like working the cash register, you know, I was closing up, and this one random lady, she walked up to me, and she was like, I know you. And I'm like, yeah, you do know me? And she's like, yeah, you're that Japanese woman, right? And I'm like looking around, like trying to see if there's like a Japanese woman behind me, and I'm like, me? I'm a Japanese woman? Now, first of all, I'm a Chinese male, right? But this person decides to look at me, and then she proceeds to say, yeah, you're that girl from Squid Games. You mean like the Korean Netflix drama? That's Squid Games? She like failed the whole entire multiple choice test. She got me wrong on all planes. She did not study the study guide whatsoever. Like, I don't know how she could get it wrong on all planes, but she did. And it's just weird, you know? I've had so many incidents like that. There's one time that I was mistaken as a foreign exchange student, and I'm not even a foreign exchange student. I was in class, you know, and I had a substitute teacher, and she was a history teacher, and she was going on about how cool of a teacher she was. And then she proceeds to look at me, and she says, yeah, and some people can't get into this country. Jacob, how long have you been in this country for? Now, keep in mind, I have been living in Indiana for like my whole entire life. And I look at her dead straight in the eyes, and I say, oh, I don't speak any English. I'm sorry. And she looks at me, and she's like, oh, konnichiwa, yes. You're that Japanese girl from Squid Games. That's my time, everybody. Thank you so much.
Everybody loves to see an athletic man. Please welcome next to the stage, Justin White.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! So Justin, take him out, Justin. So Justin.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Let's talk politics. Why not? You guys see that Trump mugshot? It's pretty crazy, right? Trump actually just came out today. He said the mugshot is not real. He said it's fake mugshot. Which I think he's got a point, because technically it's not a mugshot if you're wearing someone else's face. You know? You guys fans of Trump?
Yeah.
And you guys vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, couple?
Yeah.
That's all right. I voted for him like a ton of times, so it balances out. Any of you know someone who voted for Trump, though?
Oh, right here.
Oh, yeah. Everyone does. Everyone does. I know someone who loves Trump so much that she actually went to the January 6th insurrection. She was there where she just hung out on the lawn. Like, she didn't go in the Capitol at all. Which, when she told me that, I was like, fucking pussy. Going to January 6th and not going to the Capitol is like going to Epstein's Island and not fucking a 15-year-old. So you came all the way here. Bill Clinton's in there and he's having a great time.
Trump might actually go to jail, though, for real. That's crazy. He's facing over 200 years in prison. Which means, if convicted, he will spend the rest of his life farting out Mexican cum. That's a rough life to live. I speak from experience when I say that. I think, here, bear with me on this one, but I think out of all the presidents, Trump has to be, like, the hardest to prison rate. Not just because of my overwhelming respect for the man, but he'd be so annoying about it, you know? He'd be like, my ass is so tight. He stuck it in, he said, wow, that's tight. Came fast, too. I've never had that problem. Ask Ivanka. That's his daughter. Doctors checked for a prolapse, said it's not a prolapse. It's progress. American progress. I think the easiest president to rape has got to be FDR. Or Biden. Just dangle an ice cream cone in front of him and he's all yours. All right, that's enough politics. Let's talk about something more lighthearted. How about terrorism? All right. Say what you want about terrorists, but those guys know how to have fun. Every video you see of them that's not an execution, not the execution ones, is them like doing donuts, playing with guns, making love to goats. Like, it looks like a blast, honestly. And cutting people's heads off, honestly, doesn't even take that much time at all. From what I've seen, it takes about that long. So the rest of the time is them just hanging out in the desert, like fucking around. They must just goof off, like, all the time. I imagine it's very similar to the way a JV football team interacts. Putting each other in headlocks, playing gay chicken. You know? That's how it always works, you know? You get a bunch of guys hanging out, nothing to do. Eventually you start fooling around. Starts with gay chicken. Ends in cockfights. And eventually cock love. And after a while, they forget about being scary and Al-Qaeda becomes Al-Qaeda. I think they saw that. I think the founding fathers, if you will, of terrorism saw that. Like, we gotta put a stop to this. These guys are getting off track. We need to lay down some rules. So they found this old book. They're like, yep, it says right here, if you're gay, you do gay stuff, you're going to hell. And they also said, I don't know where they got this. They were like, yeah, also girls can't drive. You can't, I would let you read it yourself, but apparently you can't do that either, so. Yeah. I think they want to be gay. They can't. Because then they, you know, they get nothing done. They wouldn't be able to knock down towers or throw rocks at girls. You know? And so they just set up some rules, you know? Set up the girl rule, the gay rule. But apparently those weren't enough. So they made a new rule where they said, if you're a really good boy, and you don't do too much gay stuff, and you blow yourself up in front of kindergarten, you go to heaven and you get 72 virgins. I don't know why they chose virgins. They're like the worst at sex. Like, they could have chosen anyone else. Swimsuit model, porn star, Donald Trump. All right, that's all. I went way over, sorry.
I have to run so far for this. I'm gonna come out of here with fucking runner's legs. All right, anyway, next up, Aiden Davis.
Hey y'all, I ended up yesterday at the Arab Society call out and they had Arabic culture trivia. There's all this stuff like, what Arabic slang word is this? What flag is this? What dessert is this? What Arabic cultural dessert is this? And the entire time I was thinking, I would kill at a white version of this. Like, what traditional, authentic white dessert is that? That's the grimace shake. That's my culture. That's the grimace shake. I've been trying to email professors about research, and it's really weird because you have to like act like you didn't stalk the professor, but you did, because you email them and you're like, hey, I've read everything about you that I can find online, and I can't imagine, every time I email a professor about research, I imagine, what if I talked to girls like that? Like, hey, it's me. I'm Aiden. I'm a junior in CS. I've read everything I can find about you online, twice, and I think that I, according to this resume I've sent you, have the necessary qualifications for a summer position as your boyfriend. And then if they say that if the professor doesn't email back, you have to follow up, which to me is crazy. Because if you email a girl, y'all email girls, right? If you email a girl and she doesn't get back to you in a week, no one's gonna be like, hey, it's me again. Here's my resume again. You're gonna wanna look at it, it's pretty impressive. How about that coffee? But no, with the professor, that's what you're supposed to do. It makes no sense. I've, over the last couple years, come out of a really bad place. I've been recovering. To be specific, it's Arizona. And I notice that people talk to me about the weather the same way that they talk to that one friend who has only had really terrible relationships and like doesn't know what a normal partner is. I remember a couple weeks ago, it was in the low 90s, and I said, this is really nice weather, we should study outside. And my friend looks at me and goes, oh honey, look, you've been through a lot, but you deserve more than this, okay? Just because the past is bad doesn't mean now has to be bad too. We can go inside, we can go with air. I'm like, no, this is beautiful out, this is fall. This is fall weather, this is a treat. No, Aiden, no, you deserve better. So I'm still getting over that. I was watching Jake and the Neverland Pirates the other day. I have good taste in shows, fuck The Office. And I was thinking that 500 years ago, pirates were the worst people on Earth. They would kill everyone, rape all the women, burn all the churches, steal all the gold. They were literally terrorists, in the literal sense of the word. And now they teach kids how to count, and I wonder if any of the pirates predicted that. I wonder if they, surrounded by burning churches and dead bodies, opened up, dug up the treasure chest, opened up and were counting the coins, went 1, 2, 3, holy fuck, this would make a great math curriculum. I could teach so many people how to count like this. This is incredible. Close it off, I want to tell you about October. We had a family pumpkin carving contest. And my cousin carved a jack-o'-lantern. My aunt carved a scary scarecrow, and she won the grand prize. It was amazing. And my pumpkin just had a small hole in it, and then I apparently was too attracted to fruit and not allowed back at the family pumpkin carving contest, even though it's abstract minimalist art, and I'm just taking it home as a keepsake. So, shut up, Aunt Mary. None of your business. Next pumpkin.
Now, next up, please welcome Kush.
Oh yeah, Kush?
Hell yeah.
I was really counting on that light being white, so that you at least laugh. Okay, let me get started. Let me just put this down. Even though EJ said he'd shoot me in the head the moment I put this down. He'd report me to ICE and have my visa status revoked. Okay, let's start. Hello ma'am, my name is Alex. I'm calling from Microsoft Tech Support. Oh shit, that's the wrong script. Yeah, that's the wrong script, sorry. Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Kushagra. Kush, because y'all can't roll your R's. And I'm from India. One of 2 international students performing today. This entire set is going to be in my mother tongue. Tech support. Scam. No, I'm just kidding. I know my English, contrary to popular belief. But if you do have any issues understanding me, come to me after the show and I can teach you how to use the metric system. Regardless, for the next few minutes, I'm going to explain to you why certain things that were wild to me when I landed in this country. God bless. Number 1, Walmart. Do you all understand how bewildering the concept of a Walmart is to the average Indian? I can house my entire family and 4 generations after that in the land that a Walmart occupies. Walmart is like an amusement park for middle-class Indian moms. And what's this bullshit I hear about Walmart being cheap and Target being expensive? Every time I step in the snacks aisle, I'm left bankrupt regardless. Do you understand how insane it is that I can buy Tide Pods for my laundry, spices for my butter chicken, and a laptop for my gift card scams within 200 feet of each other? In India, I'd have to travel in 3 buses, 3 auto rickshaws, none of you know what that is, and 15 Ubers, 13 of which would be cancelled, just to buy a pair of headphones. Speaking of Ubers, why are your Ubers so nice, bro? Y'all are spoiled. I order an Uber here and a whole Dodge, Chevrolet or Kia pull up to pick me up. And they ask me whether I want water or candy. Bro, in India, the damn Uber driver is annoyed I called him. MF, I am feeding your family. The driver pulls up in a bullock cart or something that's been through multiple hate crimes and still acts like I'm polluting it by just existing. And while he's driving, he's watching Insta Reels because TikTok is banned in India. My brother, there is a cow on the road. Why are you looking at your phone? And lastly, Wi-Fi speeds. I tried to download Baby by Justin Bieber one night. Long story short, I heard the song for the first time last night. This was in India. Meanwhile, I tried downloading a 40 GB game. And I'm thinking, yeah, it'll take some time. I'll go to Chick-fil-A because I can't eat beef. And I'll grab dinner, and by the time I'm back, it'll be done. Before my fat ass can leave the door, the game has downloaded and I'm being served a 4-course meal with Sauvignon Blanc. What do you mean you have slow Wi-Fi? PAL 3.0 is godsend. But yeah, speaking of Wi-Fi speeds, I think I'm late for my shift at the call center. Thank you, guys.
Once again for Paige. And next, let's please welcome up Nick.
Hi, everyone. So I had a date earlier in the week. Got a bit of a surprise. Start off the morning not feeling too well, so as one does, I start chugging as much cough medicine as I can. Now I get on Tinder, swipe around a bit, get a match. Go back and forth. She invites me over to her apartment later that night. Score. So I go throughout the day. It's going fine. I'm not coughing, I'm not sneezing, I'm fine. But just to be safe, I take an extra dose of cough syrup before I head over to the apartment later in the day. Because as a guy with allergies, you learn to be a bit proactive about these things after the first time you sneeze into a woman's mouth. So I get there, it's fine. We watch a movie, we have dinner, we start making out on her bed. Things are going great. Until she starts rubbing my thigh. And that's when I realized something. Well, did you guys know that cough syrup can cause erectile dysfunction? No one told me. It's not listed on the box. It's not listed anywhere online. This is a serious oversight that needs to be corrected immediately. Does anyone need to be fired? No, because I get this is a specific situation, and I have no idea how that conversation would go. Like, oh, did we test for all those potential side effects? Well, yes, sir. We got nausea, dizziness, upset stomach. Can I get a hard-on while on this medication? Why would you need to get a hard-on for cough medication? Well, maybe it's been a while since you've had a date, and you don't want to reschedule since, it's been a while since you got something. Now, obviously, I'm projecting a bit there, but you all get my point. And ladies, I know it may be hard for you to relate to this, so think about it this way. We are trying to go to the moon. This woman is expecting a rocket with high-quality fuel, and I filled this bitch with maple syrup. So I stand up, and I'm like, I have to be honest. I think I forgot my condoms at home. To which she says, who said you needed condoms? Please! Well, that didn't work. In my defense, this is the first time in my life where the issue is how to best cock block myself. So in a last-ditch effort to save my dignity, I stand up and say, oh, I need to use the bathroom. Grab my phone, immediately run to the bathroom, and text the almighty group chat. You know you're desperate when you're texting your friends. I don't care what you need to say. Get me out of here. I already see 5 of them thinking of ideas by the time I close my phone. So I shove my phone in my pocket, walk out, and get a phone call halfway to a bed. I say, oh, I should probably take this. Hello? Nick, you need to get over here right now. Your dog is on fire! I don't have a dog. But this is the lie I have to go with. I'm like, no, Sparky's on fire? He's more smoky now. I need a lie, and this guy's giving me jokes. But they're the jokes I gotta run with. So like, I'm going back and forth. This woman's looking at me with the utmost confusion, as you would when you hear your date's dog is spontaneously combusted. And I'm grabbing everything. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. I'm so sorry. Like, next time, whatever. And shut the door behind me. Never before in my life have I thought I'd feel such pride and shame in not getting laid that night. So I'm walking back to my car, reminiscing about the day. And my one takeaway from all this is, next time, cough syrup and Viagra. That's all I got.
Next, please welcome to the stage, Sandy.
Darn, that's bright. It's not look like my future. So on the first day of class, last week, I was in Spanish class, right? And one of my classmates leans over to me and he's like, hey, why is that guy talking funny? Why is he talking like that? Is he having a heart attack? I'm like, bro, this is Spanish class. Like, that's the professor. It's like, what? Bro, if that's the professor, what do you think they're going to do to us? And so anyways, over the summer, I went driving with my dad, and all of a sudden, he rolls down the window and spits. And his spit hits the windshield behind us. And I'm like, you couldn't have swallowed that or something? He's like, son, I want to teach you something really important. In that spit, I stored a telepathic message to our Albanian compatriots behind us. I'm like, really? Well, maybe I should give it a try. Yeah, I think my spidey senses are acting up, and it seems like they're not too happy that their windshield is covered in Andes Mountain minty spit. So anyways, basically the moral of the story is, if the only true way you can connect with an ethnicity is by spitting at them. Speaking of being Albanian, yes, it's true, I'm 100% Albanian, which basically means that my house is a bunker. It has its benefits though. Over the summer, I was done taking a giant turd, and I walked out of the bathroom, and my mom asks me, "Did you do dudeski?" And I'm like, "Do dudeski? Why? I don't know why you turned my turd Polish. I didn't even have Polish food that day." what would have been more accurate would have been something like, "Did you make doo-doo?" Because I had Irish food that day. Or, you know, if I had Chinese takeout, it'd probably be something like Mao doo-doo zedong, right? Like, come on now, let's be accurate with our ethnicities, right? When we're eating and crapping all over the place. Let's see. Speaking of food, I worked at a restaurant over the summer. It's really funny. I was working at the register, and this one customer, we'll call him Dr. Strange, kind of how like my set is, right? He came up. He's like, "Excuse me, sir. What kind of drinks do you guys serve?" And I was like, "Yeah, we offer water, San Pellegrino, sodas, milk, you know." And he's like, "I'm all right." And he starts walking off, right? Sir, we also have alcohol. "You Arab-looking son of a bee, get me the best whiskey you have. I'll pay all $25 worth of my life savings for it." And so, yeah, it was quite the experience. And then after that, you know, I don't think I saw him again. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it was just a figment of my imagination. Yeah, and so. And one other thing I want to talk about is one of my roommates recently started dating this girl named Jennifer. And so I did the polite thing. I started calling him Marty. If you guys aren't familiar with the TV series Back to the Future, Marty McFly is the main character, and he's dating a girl named Jennifer. And so now every day before I leave to go to class, I always say something like, "Hey Marty, don't forget you have a meeting with Doc tonight." Or, "Hey Marty, make sure that you get this whole time travel thing fixed so you're not stuck in 2023, you can go back to 2053. My favorite is, "Hey Marty, did you know that the actor who plays you develops Parkinson's in 20 years? Can't tell if my roommate likes these Back to the Future bits. I think he's too busy with like quantum physics or something like that. Yes. I'll leave you guys all with this final thought. I was going to this comedy club over the summer, and it reminded me a lot of my IBS. Because I would go every week. I would go in thinking like that something different would be on display. There would be something different, but now, man, it's just the same thing again every time. Such a disappointment. Anyways, that's my time. Thank you guys. Have a great night.
Next up, please welcome to the stage, Kelsey Lavin.
Whoa. How are you guys doing tonight? You enjoying the show? Yeah. Right before this, I was having a conversation with one of the comedians, and they were like, "Do you ever have one of those dreams where you like have a baby? You know, your mother, your father, and then you wake up in the morning and you feel this just like intense sense of like paternal emptiness. Like, do you ever feel that?" And I was like, well, like not really. Like when I wake up from a dream where I had a baby, I am so happy that I don't have to wake up and kill a baby. I just like don't really want to worry about the logistics of like baby coffins before my 7:30 lecture. So, anyways, I think dying and funerals are really weird. My grandma passed away over the summer, and we all went to her funeral. And you know, the priest is giving off his like normal spiel. He's like, "She was a great woman. She was so nice to everyone. She loved everyone." And I was just sitting in the back thinking, isn't this the same woman who hates black people? Like, I don't really know. I feel like there should be like a clause added onto that when like old people die that's like, she loved everyone except races she hated. And like my grandma, she wasn't like 21st century racist. She wasn't like, I love black people and getting dreadlocks. She was like old-timey Jim Crow racist. Like my grandma on Halloween every year, there would be like kids would come to her house and she would count all people of color and like write it down. Like, can you imagine just like going out trick-or-treating with your white friends and there's like a huge group of you and like the lady has the bucket and she's looking out into the crowd and she goes, 47. I just don't really know how I would deal with that. But anyways, like, I'm sitting here and judging her, and I'm thinking in my head, like, I really can't judge my grandma because I know in 40 years when I die, my grandkids are going to be like, isn't this the same woman that hates furries? And, like, it's a full moment, like, I really hope my grandkids get the priest who's reading that off to be, like, a man in a full fursuit. Like, $2,000, head to toe. Growing up is weird. Coming to college, like, you realize, like, especially for middle class, like, who am I supposed to hang out with economically? Like, growing up, I was not poor, so, like, I had Barbies, but I wasn't rich enough to where I knew what a family vacation was. Like, I just thought everybody camped in the backyard every summer. But, like, as I've come to college, I've realized that there's a way, if you ever want to, like, find rich people, how to find them. Here we go. This is the tip, okay? If you ever want to know if somebody's rich, ask them what their dad does for a living, okay? And then when they say, like, business, you're like, okay, but what does he do at his job? Like, explain. And if they're rich, they cannot tell you what their dad does for a living. They're like, yeah, he does stocks. It's like, okay, what was stocks? And they're always like, It's really funny because when I was in high school, it was like an ongoing joke between me and my friends. Because like a bunch of my friends didn't know what their dads did for a living. So we'd be sitting at the lunch table and we'd be like, oh, Sydney, you got that new car? Like, I'm sure it's because your dad was in the mafia. Ha ha ha. And we'd all sit there and laugh and we'd go around the table. And I'd be sitting there like, waiting for my turn. And it would come to me and it'd be like, Kelsey, has your dad found a job yet? Like, it's just like, why can't my dad be in the mafia? And it's like, in my family, my mom makes more money than my dad, which is like not cool in high school. Like everybody's like, daddy's money. And then it's like, yeah. Like nobody's like, mommy's money. Like it just sounds like you got a sugar mama. Anyways, y'all have been great. My name's Kelsey Lavin. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelsey. Now please welcome next to the stage, Madison Wells.
Lighting me up like a Roman candle. Hi, my name is Madison. If you don't know me, I think some introductions are in order. I am 1, a woman, 2, an Aries, if that matters, and 3, don't worry, you have your 2 token women back to back, so you don't have to worry about us for too long. But I come from a really Christian, really white town in northern Indiana, and the one thing about my town is that we are the RV capital of the world. Obama visited us once, that's good, and we're also the capital for grandmas under 35, if that matters. I mean, I'm personally really proud of that. It's one thing we have going, but also another thing about Midwestern families is that there's always a gay cousin that you have that's always a little batshit. I had a gay cousin, but then I was also her gay cousin, so we were always in constant competition with each other. It was really funny. I came out, she came out, I dyed my hair, she buzzed all of hers off. I got a nose ring, and then she bought an old school bus and started touring the country as a stripper. I think she won that competition because I'm just over here getting fetishized for free while she's getting paid to do it by straight men. And also, she has a girlfriend that she's been with since she came out. And that's really great for her. I'm like super happy about it. But I'm single and bitter, so that's why I'm up here doing stand-up for all of you guys. It's really fun. But also, you know, my aunt, my cousin's mom, she's a really fun person to be around. She's a conspiracy theorist and Republican in conjunction, so that makes all of my family gatherings super fun. But my favorite conspiracy theory that she likes to tell me is that my cousin is secretly straight, and that she'll end up with a nice man one day. Which is really funny because she thinks that redheads are aliens, so I don't really think your argument holds much weight. I'm gonna pull out some amateur shit. Hold on, give me a second. There's so many more of you than I expected. Oh yeah. Everyone in my family is kind of terrified of my gay cousin. I wish I could have that kind of power because I'm sure they're not really used to a sassy, redheaded person telling them what to do. Personally, I'd really love it if a gay, sassy woman told me what to do, but I think that's a conversation for another day. that's something I need to get into. And I'm talking to a bunch of random people. But I do love being queer. Technically, I'm not like straight up gay. I'm just bi. It's embarrassing because I tend to go for men more often than I do women. It's only because I'm a little bit scared of them sometimes. I'm sorry, I completely lost where I went. It's fun. Do love being queer. I have a bunch of queer friends, and we have this little thing that we like to call romantic overlap. It's where you make friends with another gay person, and then you suddenly find out that you dated the exact same person about a year or so prior, and then you get to shit talk them all you want. It's really great. Never date a gay woman, because chances are they will find someone that has dated you also, and they will talk shit about you all day. I know it's a terrible thing to do, but I don't really care. And I don't care if that makes me a bad person, because it's really funny. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, thanks for listening to me, guys. Thank you.
Now please welcome next to the stage, Mo Al-Qatani.
Yeah, Mo. Let's go, Mo. Yeah, Mo.
Thanks a lot, EJ. I know my face is kind of ethnically diverse, so I just make it easier for you guys. I'm from Saudi Arabia, and I beat a Californian guy to death and took his accent.
You go.
I kind of want to talk about my tribe back in. I want to talk about my tribe back in my home country of Saudi Arabia, the Al-Qatanis, because those guys are fucking crazy. Back 300 years ago, they would pillage, raid anything that wasn't held down in the entirety of Arabia. And once they conquered all the other tribes, they just went and conquered their far cousins. And I'd like to imagine how that went down. Hey, Yusuf, it's been a long time. So, what's the occasion of being here? Oh, not much, Omar. How's the wife? Well, I guess I'm going to find out, aren't I? This gave us a reputation of having a fetish.
Yeah, I like that.
This gave us a fetish of violence, so this reputation has followed us all the way to modern times. Rightfully so. Because there was this one time, I was 5 years old, and I was playing with my friend, and he did something that I didn't like, so I took a Thomas the Tank Engine train and carved my initials into his face. And then he went crying to his dad, and all his response was, well, that's what you get for messing with an Al-Qatani. I also think my grandpa might contribute to this stereotype, because there was this one time he was sleeping and he heard rumbling on his roof, and in one swift motion, he got out of bed, pulled out his gun, and said in perfect English, "Some bitch gonna die tonight." So, like a gremlin, he crawled out of his bedroom window and onto the roof and found it was just his dogs fucking. And he said, well, I am a man of my word. Yeah. And sometimes that reputation really doesn't help. One time I was going to a clinic and I went to the receptionist area and I showed them my ID. And they said, "Oh, you're an Al-Qatani." I said, "Yes, I am." I said, "Your tribe slaughtered mine 200 years ago." I'm sorry. Water under the bridge. That way to your COVID shot. Anyway, that's me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mo. Now, please welcome next up to the stage, Jack.
voiceover mic. I would literally rather ask out 10 girls in the audience right now. That's a joke. I'm a comedian. Okay. So I'm going to tell you the real story. Tell you the real story of... I got it. So I'm walking. Yeah, I'm walking. I see a barber shop. There's a barber shop. And I look inside, and the barber is white. That's not important to the story. I'm just a racist. Anyway, I asked the barber, "Are you guys open?" I don't know why I asked that though, because I don't want a haircut from a white barber. This marketing genius, keep in mind, I don't want a haircut. But this marketing genius, he goes up to me. He says, "That chair in the middle over there. That chair in the middle. Go sit down." I'm like, fuck. I have to sit down in the chair. He just offered me his chair. I can't not sit in the chair. He said it with so much authority. He's like, it's like that TV show. He's Chris Hansen. I'm the pedophile. Why don't you take a seat over there, huh? Take a seat over there, huh? I'm like, fuck. Realistically, I could have just got up and left, but I'm too pussy, bro. I'm too pussy. So, he starts doing his haircut bullshit. He's out his hair cake thing. Like, oh, yo, so what do you want? Yeah, let me go to... Starts fucking shaving. Motherfucker starts shaving the back of my head. Now, my dumbass thought he didn't hear me, so I'm like, oh, no, actually, I wanted to... He's like, oh, no, I heard you. I just only know how to do haircuts where I have to shave the back of the head first. So he's like... Cutting my hair. Thank you. Cutting my hair. Starts making small talk. So where do you go to school? Purdue. Okay. Now midway through the mid-cut, you ever have this where you're mid-cut, you look into the mirror and you're like, I'm genuinely contemplating. Is it better if I just get up now? Like, is it worse if I leave with a half cut, or do I let him finish? Like, is it gonna look worse if he finishes? So I stay. I end up staying, and he fucks my shit up. And yeah, he's finished. He tells me, so that'll be $30. I tell him, why don't you shave the back off of that? I give him a 10. And that's the end.
Please welcome next up, Emily.
Hey guys, it's good to see everyone out there. I just made some new friends. They called me Goofy Goblin, so I don't know if I would call them friends after that, but it's fine. But a lot of my friends say that I give off stone vibes, and I don't even know why. I'm not that into geology. But I do like plants though. Have you ever heard of this one plant called marijuana? So I was a TI for DGR, and for the TI some of my freshmen or junior by credit studies had some interesting questions for me. Like, one of them asked what my body count was. So like in a really awkward, indirect way, like he was trying to buy a used car. So he was like, is the leather interior damaged? Do the windows? I mean, I don't want the windows going down for like anything. Do the locks work, or can anyone get in? What's that stain on the seat? So I answered as directly as he said. I said, if drunk cigs don't count, my body count would be 0. Speaking of fucking, my parents are currently in Bangkok, Thailand, celebrating their 69th wedding anniversary. I don't want to think about it either. Sometimes I wonder if my parents love me. Because whenever I call them, they say they're busy. They're like, right now we're having our bourbon tasting with the neighbor Dave. But when they call me and I can't call back, because they're interrupting my Wine Wednesday. Then we have a problem. I don't get what this double standard is. Yeah, but that's all I have for tonight, so thank you.
Please welcome next to the stage, Jacob Stout.
This fucking stool with the 8 liquid deaths on it is hilarious to me. How are you guys doing tonight? Yeah? All right. I'm Jacob. I'm a junior, but I'm a freshman by credit. I did that joke a lot last year, and last year it was actually a joke. But I changed majors, so now I'm in freshman classes again. I was in engineering, but it turns out that an important part of being an engineering major is working hard and not laying around all day eating Ruffles and masturbating. It's all right, though. It's okay. So now I'm a business major. It's fine. I was an engineering major for my dad, but I don't think my dad actually wanted me to be an engineering major because I told him I was switching, and he said, all right, lay around all day eating Ruffles and masturbating. See if I care. So I think he just wants me to be happy. I had a crazy summer. I dealt with a nasty breakup while working at a summer camp. So I took out my frustration by messing with the kids' love lives. One week I had 16-year-olds and I had this one kid, Kevin. First couple of nights, Kevin is talking to this girl, Emma, and they're hitting it off. They've got chemistry, right? But then Kevin meets this girl, Sophia, and he decides he likes Sophia way more than he likes Emma. And so we're all at arts and crafts one day, and Sophia's painting Kevin's face, right? He's laying back. She's painting his face, probably blackface. I don't know what it was. I don't remember. So Kevin's laying back. She's painting his face, and he's got this real face full, if you know what I mean. So I went over to Emma, and I nudged her, and I said, wow, is that a paintbrush in Kevin's pocket, or is he just happy to see Sophia? Which was the best thing I could have said in that scenario. She was not happy, and she made it clear to Kevin that she was not happy. So arts and crafts ended, all the girls went back to their side of the camp, inspecting each other's assholes. I don't know what girls do. And then we all went, my group went back to our cabin, and Kevin came up to me and said, man, I fucked up, I fumbled the bag, it's all terrible. I'm 16 years old, I can't control my boners, it's not fair. And I said, I'm 20 and I can't control my boners, so get used to it. But I sat with him, I played him some old Drake, tried to make him feel better. And I think it helped. He stopped talking to Anna and talked more with Sophia, and I think they kissed at the dance or something, I don't know, Camp Love. And then the last day of camp rolls around, and Kevin comes up to me and he says, Jacob, I want to sing a song at campfire, but I don't know what song. He should not have asked me. I said, I've got just the song for you. I played it for you the other day. I don't know if you remember it. It's this Drake song called Doing It Wrong. Real sad song. I don't know if you guys know it. I'll give you the highlights. First line, when a good thing goes bad, it's not the end of the world. It's just the end of the world that you had with one girl. So cry if you need to, but I can't stay to watch you. That's the wrong thing to do. Because I need someone different. You know it. Oh, you know it. We all know it. I said, you're going to go up and you're going to sing that song and you're going to dedicate it to Anna. So he did it. He went up on stage, still in blackface. I said, Anna, this one's for you. And he sang his little heart out. And it was kind of like that scene in Oppenheimer where they test the bomb. Because it was hard to watch, but it was also really cool. I'm Jacob. You guys are great. Thank you.
Last but not least, let's give it up for Ayush.
I used to be the only one that used to perform drunk, and now everyone's getting drinks outside.
Also hate performing in crotch long. It fucking sucks. Okay, how many of you all are freshmen here? Yeah, fuck you guys. You can tell they're freshmen by just looking at the happiness in their eyes. Like, you just wait for it. So, for those of you who are not freshmen, how many of you went to the Ryan Stout show last semester? Awesome.
Wrong one. Joe List.
Oh, it was Joe List last semester.
Yes.
My bad. Still no one? Okay. So in Joe List, in his set, he mentioned one thing where he was like, if you're having trouble falling asleep, count backwards from 500. Which is great advice, unless you're brown. So I was traveling on the plane the other day, and I was sitting next to this white lady who just wouldn't shut up. She was like, what's your name? And I told her my name. And she was like, what do you do? I told her I work with planes because I'm an aerospace engineer. So I told her I work with planes. Then she asked me if I had any siblings. I said I did. I had two. Both were pilots. Both passed away. She just shut up after that. And then, yeah, she stopped bothering me, so I decided to take a nap. And I just couldn't fall asleep. So I started counting backwards from 500, right? And just when I reached like 10, 9, 8, she started screaming, bro. She was, "Ah!" I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, you can't take planes when you're a brown guy. Horrible. What's surprising is you can't even take trains nowadays, because that's not any less dangerous. So I don't know if you guys remember from last semester, but there was this great comedian who used to read out news articles and make jokes about that. Amazing guy. But, so I wanted to try it too, right? So I was like, let me read out news articles and make jokes about that. But this guy actually had to read the news, pick out articles, and make jokes. But when you're Indian, it's so much easier because the jokes write themselves. Let me read you like an actual news article that was published a few weeks ago, right? This is an actual thing, published word to word, okay? So the news article went, train hits cow, cow falls on man peeing on tracks, both die. Don't laugh, there's a lot to process here. Train hits cow, cow falls on man peeing on tracks, both die. It sounds like one of those high school questions, like if a train is traveling east to west at like 60 kilometers per hour, find out the rate of the sun. It's like, what? But just imagine being this man. You had like a great night out with your boys, and you just step outside, and you're on call with your girl, and you're just taking a piss. And you're like, yeah, it's going amazing, I'm having a great time. Is that a fucking cow? It's just flying towards you. And let me remind you, like, cows are holy in India. He just thinks that God is coming to get him at this point. He's like, I'm gonna have to call you back. All right, thank you guys. That was my time. Y'all have been a great audience.
We'll get right back to you. Thank you all very much for coming out tonight. We have been Purdue Stand-Up Comedy Club. Please follow us on Instagram if you are not already, at PurdueSucc, S-U-C-C, Suck. It's been a pleasure to perform for you all tonight. We will be here next week. Thank you very much. Not here, but somewhere.